You mentioned costs. We're both based out of Toronto, right? I think that when people know and understand that we do have universal healthcare here,
Yeah.
that there's kind of sometimes be an assumption that everything is covered. That
Yes.
what could possibly be the struggles? Could you speak to what some of those additional costs might be that people tend to struggle with that might not be covered?
Absolutely. So that's a really good point. We think that, oh, you know what, I flipped through my benefits booklet at work, I have disability. I know that the government has disability programs. But what happens is those programs, for example, if you have long-term disability through work, it pays typically about 67% of your income. Employment insurance sickness benefits are 55% of your income, and they have a cap. Those are things that stick out in terms of the income side of thing. On the expenses side, you may have drug coverage through work, but maybe it's only 80%. Maybe you're taking a medication that's not going to be covered by your drug plan. So those things come up. Over the counter medications aren't going to be covered by a drug plan, aren't going to be covered by the government. So those are things that come up a lot. And then other expenses, transportation, the cost of gas now going back and forth from hospital appointments. If you live far away and you need to stay in a center like Toronto for a few days for treatment, that can be unexpected accommodation costs. Again, the parking is another one. Some people, as I mentioned, seek out alternative or complementary therapies. They're not covered anywhere. So again, there are a lot of things that aren't covered.
I think that there's more room for people to have a better understanding of all of the costs that can be incurred. I was diagnosed at 28 years old, right?
Yeah.
You don't really think about these things. There isn't much information out there. Again, hoping that changes, right?
Yes.
We're working on it, right? We're all
We're
working
working
on
on
it.
it.
I was also blindsided, and especially as a young person, right, where you might not have had or reached a certain stage in your life where you are sitting down with a financial planner thinking about your emergency fund. You might be still paying off, like, student debt. You're trying to save up for a mortgage, or they're just trying to pay rent. Being confronted with all of the costs that can come along with it is certainly not at the top of your mind.
No,
Right?